Hefty's the name, shiny hunting's my game. Gotta catch 'em all, nothing's ever the same. With my trusty football, I'm always on the spree. No shiny can escape, they all come to me. Shiny after shiny, it's never enough. I'm on a quest, and it can get rough. From Pallet down to Johto and beyond, I'm the shiny hunter, the bond is strong. I've caught 'em all, every shiny you can name. Kanto region, Johto region, I've conquered the game. Hefty's the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks. I conquered the game. Hefty's the king, the one who never quits. Caught him twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope you're all doing well, and happy Community Day to those that are going to be participating. We got the Vanillite Community Day coming up in Pogo later on today, or at least later on today for me. Maybe some of you already have it going on. But what's going on? Dragonic, Mighty Munchkin, Anne Marie, that transition maker, Shiny Cornholio. Good to see you all. Let's go ahead and get started. I got a good feeling about today. I think we're going to find ourselves a shiny Latias today. What do you guys think? How was everybody's rest of your Saturday? And how's your Sunday going so far? Let's sit right here. I think this is a good place for me to sit. Just pulled two Clodsire EX and the full art one. That's crazy. Does Nightbot just say stuff at random times? Sometimes. Sometimes Nightbot does. It's hard to control Nightbot. It was good. Glad to hear it, Anne Marie. You slept your Saturday away for recharging. You know, sometimes you need that. I took a nice little nap yesterday afternoon. It's good because I didn't mention it yesterday, but yesterday morning I woke up like 4 in the morning. So by the time stream ended and I ate some lunch and I sat on the couch and put on a little bit of TV, I definitely dozed off for like an hour. Big Cheese Thrift, good morning, good to see you. Good job on golf this morning, Cheese. 4,500 for Reggie Rock. I hope today's the day. Yucky 4 a.m. You know, sometimes it just happens, you know? And I don't really mind it, particularly when I don't really have much to do other than, hang out with you guys. But yeah, it was a nice little nap. I definitely enjoyed that. We had some incredible algorithm luck on the channel yesterday. I've learned not to like expect anything. But that said, I think it would be pretty neat if we got the sub goal of 2075 today. If we can get 11 subs today, that would be insane. You learned a valuable lesson yesterday, waking up and thinking, hey, let's take more NyQuil. Is a bad idea. Just wait for the day. Oh my gosh. Yeah, geez. How groggy are you feeling? Put Jerry traps on your couches so he can't eat them. I'll keep it a secret. Wordle's hard got it in six. Well, good job. You know, six is better than not getting it at all. That's happened to me a few times. I actually checked because you had me curious yesterday when you mentioned it, Dragonic. My current run is I think 27 days because there was one about a month ago I didn't get right. But my longest streak so far is 69. 69 is the longest streak I've gotten without getting one wrong. Got the good meds now, Z-Pack and some roids. I've never tried Z-Pack. What is that? I thought it was nice. Maybe this time I'll get to 70. And I'm still doing the same thing where I'm checking both screens to see if it's shiny. Like, I don't know if my brain thinks that it might be shiny on one and not on the other. Like, oh, this screen isn't shiny. Let me check the other one, even though it's the exact same game. I watched episode 4 of Invincible last night, and I stopped watching again because I know I'm such a frustrating person. I watched episode 4 of season 1, and the main plot in that was a plot from like the fourth or fifth book, which is like way far into the comic. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if this is in the fourth episode, I still feel really nervous that there's going to be more stuff in the first season that I haven't read yet. So I'm going to try and knock out a couple more books before I go any further. Z-Pack is like the magic eraser of ailments. You take one a day for 5 days, and if it don't fix it, well, GG's on life. Dang. I'll have to look into that. Mike F., what's going on? Good to see you. James, I'm doing well. How you doing? And that sub count just went up to 2065. If that was you, please let me know. Get us one closer to our sub goal of the day of 2075. And King Snake, hello. Good to see you too. You either tied or lost your soccer game. The rest said 3-2, but one of the goals were offside, so you say it was 2-2. Well, you know what? Let's just go by what you say. Let's just say it was a tie, even if no one else says it. 5-0 first Pokemon Legion. What's going on, man? Good to see ya. It's an antibiotic. It's good stuff. That is good stuff. Got to get those antibiotics. Get rid of all those biotics. Doing better than a couple weeks ago after you got beat up. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, James. I'm glad you're doing better now. Just waking up. Well, good morning to you. You were the one that subscribed. Well, King Snake, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna continue hunting Reggie later. I'll tell you what, Anne Marie, between you and Gina, you guys have me interested. You guys got me curious. You got my curiosity piqued about trying to do a Regigigas hunt in Sword and Shield. Ty, hello, good to see you. Printer at work broke yesterday, so you're going in early to pray you can fix it. I bet you can. You're a smart guy. I don't know why. I just had this feeling we're going to get an early Latios today, so that's why I went ahead and I got the Latios hunt set up. So if we do get this early, which for some reason I feel like we will, we can go straight into the Latios. Just check the den and then reset the game. Yeah, I mean, that does seem easy. It's just not something I ever did. I got the Regigigas in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I think it's an Ultra Moon, if I remember correctly. And that was enough for me, but now I kind of want to check it out. Football Goat, welcome back. Good to see you again. How was the rest of your Saturday? Look at that. 7 minutes in the stream and we've already done 20 checks. I freaking love 3DS soft resets. We're averaging about 3 a minute. These are so fast. I know. I know it's not going to happen. But man, I really wanted the Switch 2 to bring back the soft reset. Just hit a button combination, takes you back to the starting screen of the game. So the printhead stopped mid-swipe and made a fat thunk sound and threw an error. Tech says you're going to have to unscrew the entire top of the printer and check the back side. I think we've all been there before, Cheese. So I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday, and by a little bit, I think it was like the majority of the 3 hour stream yesterday, but we might have some people here that weren't here yesterday. Anyone get any luck with getting a Switch 2 pre-order? I did not. I had a busy morning Thursday morning, so I didn't really even attempt to see if there were any pre-orders available until the afternoon, and surprising no one, there were not. What Pokemon game should you play? Sword or any Game Boy or GBA game? I mean, if the world's your oyster, if you have the capability of playing any of those, I would say probably either a Gen 3 game on the Game Boy Advance or Sword. He said he's 99% sure that's the issue. To me, that tells me that if it's not the issue, you can ream him out. You're gonna try and hunt it on release? Fair enough. You won't be able to pre-order a Switch 2? Yeah, I'm just holding out hope that I will get the email from Nintendo on or around May 8th, letting me pre-order then. I did sign up for that thing back on April 2nd, right after the Nintendo Direct. But I was talking about yesterday, like, with ZA not coming out to the fall, I don't really feel the need to have like a release day Switch 2. I mean, I want to get it as soon as I can, but like, I don't feel like I have to have it, either for myself or for my channel. Pokestar a 101, good morning, good to see you. Pokemon themed Switch 2, that'd be pretty neat. I've never gotten a themed console. I've always just gotten the standard. And the closest I've gotten is what I'm using right here, right now, is my Breath of the Wild Pro controller for the Switch. That's the only themed thing I have. Actually, I take it back. I take it back. I do have a themed thing. I have the Pikachu and Pichu themed Game Boy Color, the gold silver one, that depending on how the light hits it, it's either gold or silver, which is pretty awesome. You got 12 pre-orders that haven't been printed for the tournament. Thankfully, you have 2 weeks for delivery. Is that going to be enough time? I'm assuming so, since you said thankfully. We are just 2 likes away from our like goal already. That's wild. You guys are amazing. You had one, you broke it. Oh my gosh, what was past you even thinking? You hope to sweet baby Jesus it is, or oof. Oof indeed. Speaking of sweet baby Jesus, I guess I can get rid of this invitation. This was like 2 weeks ago. I gotta throw that away. You don't even know? Come on, man. We're going to be opening up 3 Shining Revelry packs later on today. I also got the Guess the Pokemon plush and Guess the Marvel Superhero ready to go. How was that party? I didn't go. I totally forgot about it. It was like the day after. It was Easter Sunday. Kieran asked me how it was, and I was like, oh, dang, that was yesterday. No, it wasn't even Easter Sunday, because Easter Sunday was last week. Yeah, it did make sense to me. The memorial of Jesus' death was like 8 days before Easter, which makes zero sense. You don't even have a Game Boy or a GBA if you can play every game on this consoles because of an emulator. All right, yeah, then I would go with a Gen 3. I think if you're talking about pre 3DS days, I think Gen 3 is the best gen. That's my personal opinion. And I don't care if you're talking about the Hoenn games or the Kanto games. I think they're all awesome. German Aviator, what's going on? Good to see you. Then you get my potluck submission. Nobody wants my potluck submission. My potluck submission is a bag of chips. Unless I go with a friend that makes like a macaroni salad and then I just put my name on the macaroni salad and say it's from both of us. True story, I once got invited over to my boss's house for Easter dinner and everybody was bringing dishes and I said, "What do you want me to bring?" And he knew me pretty well at this point. And he said, "You know what? We really like the cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster." And I was like, "Oh yeah, those are really good. Do you want me to try and make those?" He goes, "No, why don't you just go buy some cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster and bring them?" And I said, "Okay." I should have been a little insulted, but honestly, I can't blame them. It was the best call, and they were delicious. Which Gen 3 game? You don't care what, you just want to do a Nuzlocke, but you don't know which game you should do it in. I would do it in whichever one you're more familiar with, whether it's a Hoenn game or a Kanto game. Um, when it comes to Nuzlocke, I feel like prior knowledge of the game, like the progression and everything, is very important. Do you ever tell me the story of Potluck Chad? No, I don't think so. Which game on 3DS did you play randomized? Ultra Sun, of course. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I'm always going to say Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon if somebody asks me about 3DS game. Although all the 3DS games are good. X and Y, Oris, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. There are actually a few advantages to playing Sun and Moon over Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, by the way. I mean, I still think that Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is objectively the better games. But they increase the levels of the wild Pokemon in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So there's certain Pokemon that you can only get in the wild in Sun and Moon. That's particularly important if, like me, you love SOS hunting and you went to SOS like a Bound Suite or an Alolan Geodude. You can only do that in the Sun and Moon games. XY is the best 3D. Now we must fight to the death. You know what? I'd probably die. You'd probably win JDX. Good to see you again, though. Welcome back in. He had a friend who started the spreadsheet of like 30 different churches here in town. What they did was find a pattern of when potlucks were held and would basically potluck crash each one. I love that idea, actually. There's so many times on the weekend, like I'll be driving around town and I'll see a sign like potluck next Saturday or whatever, and I think that actually sounds pretty good. Maybe I should swing by there and get some free food, and then I always forget. You can start your first encounter of the day. Return to the Kecleon hunt. Good luck on that. Had a whole pattern down where basically once a week they would hit these churches to eat for free. That's amazing. I love that idea. Come on, Shiny. Where you be? Hassan, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Where you just play Gen 3 normally and then do a Nuzlocke? There you go. If you've never played a Gen 3 game, I would highly recommend playing one of the Hoenn games. Emerald is considered to be the best of the three, but any of the three are pretty good, honestly. Definitely a good experience. Always brought something, but usually it was like store-bought cookies replacing cheap Tupperware. Nice. It's my kind of vibe right there. You beat Siphon Filter 1 yesterday? I don't know what that is. What is that? Mirandri, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome back. And please let me know if I'm saying that right. I'm not sure if it's Mirandri or Mirandri. I just want to make sure I call you the right name. Just enjoying your Sunday while waiting for your high school graduation. Is that today? Hassan, is that today? 7 out of 10 game. Level design is obnoxiously confusing at some points, but other than that, it's great. What systems it's on? What system is it on? I would like to look into that. It's not today. Is it coming up in this next week? Unbroken Bit, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, it's on the 31st of May. Okay, so you're really getting ready. You're really waiting. PS1. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Mirandri? Okay, you got it. Mirandri. Thank you. Like, I have no problem with anyone ever correcting me on how to pronounce their name. I'd rather go through a moment of embarrassment than call you the wrong name for months until I find out what the real pronunciation is. You emulated it? All right. Same vein of Metal Gear, but way more grounded in reality. Hmm. I bet I have some friends that played that. I'll have to ask. You want it to be today, right? I was gonna say, I felt like the end of April was a little early. This is around the time that colleges usually graduate. In fact, I think this is probably. I wonder if last week or this week is finals week at the local college. Wuthering Waves, Riddler. I do not. I haven't heard of that. Tell me about it. When it comes to video games, I'm like as basic can get. I have a PS4, and I've had PS systems in the past. I've never had an Xbox system, um, but I mostly play Nintendo stuff, and I mostly play like first-party games. I don't play a lot of independent games, although I did a few months ago finally pick up Hollow Knight, which is pretty fun. And thank you for the new Lyco Dragonic, and thank you all for the likes. Is it out odds? So odds is 1 1365. If it doesn't shine, we're definitely going to hit odds today. We'll probably go up to 1500 if it doesn't shine. But we're still under odds right now by about 303. It's on a Saturday, but you have to wake up at 4 a.m. to get to your school by 6. Since you're in the school course, you're also performing at graduation. Oh, that's cool. I mean, it stinks you got to get up that early. But that's neat. I bet you do a great job in the school chorus, Hassan. Playing some Super Mario Party Jamboree. I almost bought Super Mario Party Jamboree on Friday. Oh gosh, if you guys didn't hear, why don't eggs tell jokes? They crack each other up. That's a good one. I like that. I thought I lucked out. I was looking at big box store websites to see if there were any pre-orders at my local store. And I went to the Walmart website and I searched for Switch 2 console. And the regular console, it said was not available for pre-order, but the bundle, there's two left. So I immediately clicked on it. I immediately clicked on checkout. I immediately paid for it. I got the confirmation notification and said to be delivered May 3rd. And I said, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. I looked closer. I did not buy the Switch 2 bundle. I bought the Super Mario Kart, Super Mario Party, Minecraft Switch bundle. So I had to cancel that order. Old Nintendo, good day to you too. Oh yeah, Transition Maker. Emerald's epic. 1123 will be it. I like that. You got two shiny Charizard EX before one normal Charizard EX. That's crazy. You got two shiny Charizard EX, two shiny Lucario EX, shiny Charmander, shiny Varoom, and shiny Pachirisu. Nice. Um I have shiny Lucario. I have shiny Wiglet. And what's the third one I got? I got it last weekend. It was I didn't get a shiny Charizard, did I? Oh, and I have shiny Charmeleon. Yes, I do have Legends Arceus. Great game. And yeah, you can definitely shiny hunt in that. Good morning, Amber. Oh, you got shiny Dondozo too? Sweet. Uh, is this gonna be your favorite Pokemon game just from the music? It could be. I mean, it's a classic. A lot of people, Emerald's definitely like in their top three, if not number one. It's a free-to-play gacha, kind of similar to Pokemon in the sense that where you fight and defeat monsters and capture an echo of them using gourd and fill a data bank. Amazing story and quality of life. Interesting, Riddler. I'll have to look into that. Project Yoshi, you got shiny Charmeleon? Nice. All the Pokemon you're missing for the base decks are EX cards. I feel that. The last three cards I was missing from the base decks were Dondozo, but then it was Giratina EX and Beedrill EX. Look at that transition maker, already finding a new favorite game. All right, let's get this shiny. So who all is going to be going for Vanillite in Pokemon Go Community Day today? I certainly am. I don't have any of those shinies in Pokemon Go, so I need to get at least three. Plus, I finished my second page of the Shiny Meloetta research, so now I have to get a bronze medal in a showcase, which is not something I've ever even attempted to do. But I think in this case, the fact that not a lot of people in my area play Pokemon Go is going to be an advantage. There's um, there's a showcase Pokestop a couple blocks from my house in a little housing development that I don't think a lot of people there play. So I'm gonna try and get an XXL and drop it in there and see if I can get at least a bronze. Dorian said he will be nice. More watchers than likes. Come on, folks, give it a thumbs up. Yeah, if you guys haven't liked the stream yet, I'd appreciate it if you at least thought about it. All you gotta do is just double boop me on the nose. Or you can double boop on the Latius. And that helps. That helps. They tell me that that tells YouTube that people enjoy my channel and send more people here. I don't know how it works, honestly. I don't know how it works. I just sit here and ramble on for a few hours and reset video games to talk to you guys. I don't know really how the algorithm works. I just kind of wing it and hope that nice things happen. You're going to be doing community day? Nice, Shiny Cornholio. German Aviator, I hope I do too. And Baja the Bearded, thank you for the boop. Good to see you. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. We are just 10 subs away from our sub goal of the day, trying to hit that beautiful number 2075. There's nothing I can do to get that number up. That's all up to you guys. Old Nintendo dude, I don't know why I just saw that message. I'm terrible at reading things, apparently. What do I put on my eggs? Typically nothing, actually. Although occasionally I'll put like a little bit of hot sauce on them. Good morning, Raz. Hope you're doing well. I hope the rest of your Saturday was well. Hope you've been enjoying some chill vibes this weekend. Just set your clock. Where'd you set it? I set mine on the nightstand. Your throw glider just snapped in 3 midair for no reason. What even the heck is that about? Why did it snap in 3? Snapped in 3 midair. Was it called Oceanic Flight 815? Pokemon Masters EX. I played it for like an hour. Not really my game style. Nothing against it. I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I love that there's basically a Pokemon game in any game style you can think of. So no matter what type of game you like, there's some sort of Pokemon you can play. But just not really my style. I think the graphics look good. The animation looks neat. Maybe not animation. Artwork. MH14. Oh, gotcha. You almost got all the shinies for all the megas, and yeah, 34 so far. You're making some good progress. No, I missed that, Hassan. You just pulled the shiny Beedrill EX. That's crazy. I'm so jealous. Bless me. Is PC short for Pokemon Cell? I don't think it's short for Pokemon Cell, but what is PC short for in the Pokemon games? I always just assumed it was personal computer, like in real life. But is it personal computer, or does it stand for something else? Pokemon computer? Pokemon Center? No, not like the place you go to heal, but like remember like in the classic games you go up to the screen and you click on it and like connect to like Bill's PC. What was Bill's PC? I just always assumed it was personal computer, but maybe it was Pokemon computer. Yeah, 5 shiny EX and 4 shiny normal. That's crazy. Yeah, I always thought it was personal computer. Now I'm second guessing myself. You prefer Pocket or regular TCG? I do too, because it doesn't cost me money. Pokemon Combusting, that could be. Pokemon Collection, that would make sense too. Do we have an actual answer for this? Is anyone willing to do a little bit of the Google research and find out what exactly PC stands for? Scrillbo, what's going on? Good to see you. And someone silly, pleasure to see you as well. Welcome back in. Hope your weekend's been good. Pokemon cards? Could be. Yeah, now I'm curious. All these years, 20 plus years, I just assumed personal computer, and now I'm wondering. And goodbye after just saying hi and leaving today. Oh, no worries, someone silly. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. Shiny Cornholio, thank you for farting up my chat. Nice and early in the stream, too, so now we gotta deal with that stink the entire 3 hours. It is personal computer? Okay. Phew. I almost had like an identity crisis there. And Shiny Cornholio, thank you for the Kirklurks. I know, right, Money Munchkin? We're just gonna have to Smell everything that Shiny Cornholio ate yesterday for the rest of the stream. Do I have any fun commands? I think some of them are fun. Google says personal computer or Pokemon Center. Don't trust it. Google says personal computer. Yeah, I figured it. I mean, personal computer makes the most sense to me. But that I could also see that P being Pokemon. I'm glad we got an answer. An answer to a question I didn't even know I had until 5 minutes ago. They'll infect my Ultramoon with your random shiny luck for my Latias. Oh, thank you so much, someone silly. I always appreciate random shiny luck. All right, have a good one. See you on the next one. The more you know. I miss those. I miss those little PSAs on NBC. I learned so much. Oh no. Oh no, Amber. After many years of precise and rigorous training, both physical and mental, Dice Art Universe lets a mighty fart rip for generations. The tales of this legendary fart will be told. Nice. Thank you, Amber. They hatin', thank you for the sub. Emerald Music's gonna be your new alarm. It is good music. She blamed it on Miles. She's always blaming it on Miles. Is that what that smell is? Yes. 2222, we will get the orange and white Latias. That'd be pretty cool. Though I think it's yellow. But that's just what I see. That's your favorite of the fun commands? It's a good one. That was definitely an area original. Thinking the anime it was purple? It was Miles? Uh-huh. Yeah, sure it was. Sure it was, Amber. Am I working on the Romanus Park hunts? No. There was a period of time for this challenge that I was debating on whether or not I do Romanus Park for Latios and Latios, but thankfully I was able to start streaming the 3DS games. What am I sipping on? Coffee. Second cup of coffee for the day. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of vanilla bean creamer. So it was pouring all yesterday morning while I was streaming, and then the afternoon it got nice. So I actually took all the recycling to the recycling center, which was nice. I feel like I cleared up a lot of space in my house. And then I went to the store and I picked up more coffee, more creamer, and the Swiffer wet things, whatever they're called. The things that you put on your Swiffer mop, the wet ones, because I was out of those. I need those wet ones because like my whole house is uh, wood floors. Wet jet pads, yes, that's it. Those things. The Kick Butt comic, I've honestly never read it. Um, a couple things. The writer is Miles Millar, which I'm kind of hot and cold with his writing. I saw the movies. I like the movies. Um, but I'm kind of hot and cold with Miles Millar's writing. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not great. And the artist John Romita Jr. is considered like a pro in the industry. He's considered a legend, but I don't really like his style. So I haven't read them, unfortunately, Scrubbo. Alexa, what's going on? Good to see you. I just heard a voice and I realized it was my Amazon Echo hearing me say her name. You know, when you say things like that, it hurts my feelings. Also, I should let you know that neither one of your messages went through. They both got held up by YouTube. So you and I are just having a private conversation right now. Oh, sorry, I'm Bruckenbit. You know everyone's phone number, you just don't know which it belongs to. All the numbers in the world you know just don't know whose is whose. You're really hurting my feelings. I hope you realize how much I'm crying on the inside at the moment. All right, come on, Shiny. No Shiny. Thank you for the hugs, Pokestar. Yeah, again, messages are getting blocked by YouTube. If I mean, if you want to speak directly to me, that it's working. But no one else can see your funny messages. Sorry, but I don't know how to help you with that one. I think that's what mine said too. Daniel, what's going on? Good to see you. And Dr. Fiend Show, what's up, man? V for Vendetta. Oh yeah, yep. I have that. That's a good one. Yeah, Alan Moore is a weird dude, but he's a great writer. Sending good vibes. Thank you, Baja. Again, dude, you got to switch up the words you're using. They keep getting blocked. Amber, your Audi had an arm wrestling contest and won. Good job. That one goes through. The loser goes through. Those messages go through. The rest of yours don't. They keep getting held up by YouTube. So you're gonna have to get more creative with your wording. Doing DAs for the Flying Grape Diaper Genie on a Cloud. That is certainly a description. Like the graphic novel more, but you still enjoyed the movie? Yeah, movie is pretty decent. Should you shiny hunt a starter or not? In Emerald, it's going to be near impossible. Emerald has broken RNG, so soft reset hunts, um, like for static Pokemon, it's not that they don't work. It doesn't reset the seed. So like, I wouldn't. There's a short answer. I wouldn't. You can shiny hunt in the wild with encounters, but it's going to be a pain in the tuchus and a lot of time to try and shiny hunt like a starter or a static legendary cast form, things like that. Second channel is Dragon Cell and your phone is broken. Okay. Moosin with the 5 months of membership. Look at that handsome man. Look at that handsome man, Moosin. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Like anime movies, The Dark Knight Returns. I honestly haven't seen those. I've seen some DC animated movies, but that's not one of them. You're using your dad's phone? Gotcha. Which starter? It's up to you, dude. My personal opinion is Torchic is the best starter of the entire Pokemon franchise. But that's just me. All three of them are great. You can't have a bad pick when it comes to Gen 3 starters. So I would just go with whichever one you like the most. Oh, Mudkip, good choice. I heard you like Mudkip. I can't even put into words how much my feelings are being hurt right at the moment. But I hope you're having a good day, Vraby. I just don't want to say your first name again because I don't want the one in the kitchen to keep talking to me. Dark Knight Returns or The Long Halloween? I like the mystery aspect of The Long Halloween. But I think Dark Knight Returns felt a lot more epic. Why is Nintendo ignoring us about Flygon? Maybe they're not. Maybe that Mega Flygon will show up in ZA. Do we need a new light goal already? My goodness gracious. Thank you, Big Cheese. Yeah, Alexa, dang it, I said it again. Message got blocked again. You really got to start rephrasing what you're trying to say. Try different words instead of those three. About that booster box told you about, you got nothing? Aw, dang it, I'm sorry, David. Yeah, just rephrase what you're saying so everybody else can see the incredible messages that you're sending. I can't wait for new Pocket Set to get fresh Wonder Picks. The shiny set really ruined the Wonder Pick, at least for you. I haven't even seen a new for me card in Wonder Picks in a week. Doing a shiny only of the randomizer. Which star should you choose? Bagon, Lillipup, or Starly? Oh, come on. You gotta go Bagon. Definitely Bagon. I'm sorry, Project Yoshi. Always be Team Charmander. Charmander's cool. I think Gen 1, Gen 3, Gen 6, you can't have a bad starter, in my opinion. What's up, Shinies? Detective work? Yes, I agree. I agree. I think that is underrepresented in a lot of the movies and stuff. But yeah, Long Halloween was really good. I just read there's a sequel to Long Halloween called Dark Victory, which I haven't read yet. But then there's a um, third story that takes place during Dark Victory, following Catwoman in Europe, and I just read that one last week. That was pretty good. Um, no, no, you're missing what I'm saying, Raby. I'm saying use different words, not the same word over and over and over. That actually will cause it to get blocked more. Just you said 3 words so far on the stream. I'm just asking, like maybe knock it up to like a fourth word, and you might have a little bit more luck with getting your messages to go through. Why only one star of each starter in a game? How rare are they to be the only ones? It's a good question. It's a good question. I've always wondered that. I don't know. I have a theory that isn't really a theory, but more of just nonsense. That the starters in each region actually aren't from that region. I feel like the starters in each region are from a different region, and that's why there's only one. Ugly is that ugly you live or ugly you live? I guess we'll never find out. See you, Raby. Bubby is gonna be your mudkip. Nice. You love how this troll thinks they're doing something right now. You know what? I'll get real for a second. If anybody ever wants to become a streamer, has ideas about starting up a YouTube channel and putting content out there, and basically like exposing yourself to the world, you know what I'm trying to say. Um, if you're so fragile and tender that some random person on the internet calling you ugly is genuinely going to hurt your feelings, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, but if that's the case, you probably shouldn't do it. Daniel, we're not going to go there. This is a Pokemon stream. That's a little bit too heavy to be talking about in a Pokemon stream on a Sunday morning. Transferred all your legendary Pokemon from Pogo to home that are transferable. Nice, good job, Anne-Marie. Where'd Vraby go? Vraby had to go back home. I'm not sure if we'll ever see Vraby again. Mewtwo, what's going on? Good to see you. Is it a game theory? No, no, it's just my inane ramblings. Like my hat? Thank you, Amber. Is it new? Yep, just bought it this morning. Finally got a shiny legendary Pogo Shadow Registeel. Congratulations. Hey, I actually got a shiny in Pogo yesterday. I was finishing up my Applin research, and the very last research task that I had to finish, I got a shiny Cherubi. Hey, Daniel, have a good one. See you later, bud. See this hat? 'Twas my cat. Something something vampire bat. I can't remember what it was. You made a sick lasagna last night. Half red tomato sauce, half vodka sauce. It was spectacular. That sounds delicious, Razzie. Now I'm hungry. Evening wear vampire bat. That's what it is. Thank you. That was a good song. I have the I forget what the CD is called, but it's basically like the Simpsons soundtrack. It came out in like 95 or 96, and it was like all the songs from the first however many 5 or 6 or 7 seasons. I used to listen to that a lot when I was a kid. Kieran, thank you for the Kirklerks, buddy. And thank you for earlier. I wasn't going to call you out because I didn't know if you were hardcore lurking. I didn't know if you wanted your presence to be announced. But thank you, Kieran. We're all ugly in our own unique ways. I like to look past the surface, though. Yeah. In my experience, I found that people that not all the time, but most of the time, people that call other people ugly on the outside typically have a lot of ugliness on their inside. How much does it take? What checks? Well, the odds are 1 in 1365, so we're just over 200 checks under odds at the moment. Got your shiny Poliwhirl named it after me. Well, that is quite the honor, Pokestar. Yeah, that CD was amazing, right? It's a good one. Why is an area restricted? What's behind it? What are the rare Pokemon? Which area are you talking about, Transition Maker? Amory, you're very welcome for the reminder about Community Day, if that was me that reminded you. Insides are not appealing. True. Playing Nintendo Switch Sports, very cool. We used to have someone that hung out here a lot that played Nintendo Switch Sports. What was it called? Poco Square? Is that what it was called? Want to hang out, keep your mind busy. Wasn't impressed seeing that one joining. We were having fun though. Uh, is that what it's called? Was it Poco Square? It's been such a while since they've been in chat. SpongeBob popsicles. That sounds yummy. You watched Hundreds of Beavers yesterday. You're still trying to process. Where'd you watch it? Because like I said yesterday, like I've heard about it. I'm aware of it, but I haven't watched it. And that sub count just went up to 2066. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you very much. It's on Prime? Okay. We are just 9 subs away from our sub goal of 2075, by the way. Kieran, I watched episode. I don't know if you were lurking earlier. I watched episode 4 of Invincible last night, and I stopped watching again because that was the episode with the Martian. Like they went to Mars, and if you remember me giving you the little highlights, that scene was like 5 books deep, so it's making me nervous. There's gonna be more stuff. Dark Crusher, thank you for the sub and welcome on in. Hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. You shot a 300 in bowling and Switch Sports once? That's crazy. Had you ugly laughing? Yeah, I gotta check this out. Just the premise is just wild. SpongeBob Popsicle, SpongeBob Sickle Pants. I like it. SpongeBob. Trey the Cook, I'm sorry, Trey the Cool Kid. What's up, Trey the Cool Kid? Welcome in. Yeah, so if we get this Latias fairly early in stream, I do have the Latios hunt ready to go. I'll just have to switch games. But I got that set up yesterday. Kieran, that's where I'm kind of at, but I don't want to because there's, I think, 24 total volumes. That's going to take some time. Where can you get Dusk Lycanroc now? Currently, the only place you can get Dusk Lycanroc is in Scarlet and Violet. There are outbreaks of Dusk Lycanroc. If you reset the outbreaks, you'll eventually find one. The other thing to do is if you find a Rockruff outbreak, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think if you find a Rockruff outbreak and then go to the outbreak during dusk, then they will have the hidden ability or special ability, I should say. So one area you can't go because someone's sketching footprints of a rare Pokemon. Honestly, Transition Maker, it's been a while. I don't remember that area specifically. Um, that makes me think it's not really an important story point. It's random? Okay. All right. If it's random, then I would say just keep checking on Rockruff outbreaks. If you see them, see if they have the special ability. Otherwise, uh, you know, best bet's just to find a Dusk Lycanroc outbreak in Scarlet and Violet. That's a good question. That's a good question. Trey, the cool kid, what is your best tip on how to be cool? I desperately need to know. Remember Originator from Nintendo's E3? For some reason, it fits Reggie Steel so well. That's what you named the Shiny too. Nice. What Batman story would I like to see them adapt for the big screen? Good question. So, I'm not as big of a DC guy as I am with a Marvel. Um, just recently, within the last year, I've really gotten into reading some of the classic Batman stories, which I'm having a blast doing. I would like to see them adapt. Honestly, it might be kind of cheesy because it was in the midst of the 90s, which was not known as a great period for comic book writing. I think seeing a Nightfall adaptation would be really cool. That's when Bane first showed up, and he hatched this master plan to just break the bat. He released all the inmates from Arkham Asylum, so Batman and Robin and all of, the rest of the family had to like chase down like every villain you've ever heard of before. Batman's completely exhausted, and that's when he finally gets confronted by Bane, and that's when Bane infamously broke Bruce Wayne's back. Um, they kind of adapted that a little bit in Dark Knight Rises, but I'd like to see like a legitimate Nightfall. In fact, Bruce Wayne wasn't Batman for a while. This other guy, Azrael, Jean-Paul Valley, took over as Batman. Animated movies or Batman Beyond, or animated series, I mean. I really like the Batman animated series. I like Batman Beyond. I didn't see all of Batman Beyond. I think a lot of that happened like when I was in college, but that was a good series. Is a rare Pokemon gonna be a random Poochyena? Probably so. How long I've been trying to get the shiny? This is the third stream. We've done 1,166 checks. Or just play Arkham City Intensifies. I love the Arkham series so much. I still haven't beat Arkham Knight though. I've had like a focus problem. I'll sit down and play it like once every few months for like a couple hours and then not pick it up for a while. Also, Fernando, so good to see you, my friend. Hope you've been well. Action scenes in Dark Knight Rises a bit choppy. Love Tom Hardy, but I don't know if I liked him as Bane. Maybe it's the voice. The voice was definitely memorable. My old roommate could do a fantastic Tom Hardy Bane voice. Me, not so much. I'm glad we finally, in The Batman with Robert Pattinson, we finally got a serious take on the Riddler. He wasn't perfect, but I think that that movie did him more justice than anything else has. Yeah, kind of Cornholio. I personally agree with you. I think Kevin Conrad is the perfect Batman. I don't think anyone will ever come close to Kevin Conrad as far as Batman's voice. Honestly, I don't know what Kevin Conrad looks like in real life. He could be like a 3 foot tall gremlin, but I do a really great impression of a really cool Pennsylvanian man. Thank you. I've been working on it for about 27 years now. Conroy, yeah, Kevin Conroy, not Kevin Conrad. My bad. My bad. Thanks for calling me out, Razzie. Yeah, Kevin Conroy. Didn't he pass away? Did he? Please tell me he didn't pass away. Robert Pattinson had one of the greatest turnarounds in Hollywood. Not a lot of respect post Twilight, but he's a fantastic actor. I totally agree. I never really thought much about Robert Pattinson. The only things I had seen him in um, was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And then obviously I was aware of the Twilight movies because I'm not dead. And didn't really give him much thought. And then I watched The Lighthouse, and that was a bizarre AF movie, but I was a little bit interested. And then what really turned me around on him was a movie called Good Time. I watched Good Time, and holy crap, I gained so much respect for Robert Pattinson. He did pass away. That's terrible. Who did he play in Robert? Who did he play in Goblet of Fire? He played Cedric Diggory. 2022, 66 years old. Rip. Good Time was great. It was. They should have named it Great Time because that's what I had when I watched it. I was glued to my couch that entire movie. I don't think I looked away from the TV screen once. Cedric Diggory. He was oh god. I didn't realize I'm a Harry Potter nerd until just now. Cedric Diggory was a Hufflepuff, not a Gryffindor. Beetle. Mark Hamill officially retired as the Joker because of his passing. Respect. Conroy did the Arkham games too, didn't he? Am I remembering that correctly? I know Hamill did the Joker. Wasn't Kevin Conroy in Crisis on Infinite Earths in the CW TV shows? Not a fever state level of some. Neither am I. It's just like one of those things. Like I'm realizing how much I know about it without ever really trying to. Permanently AI for any Batman animated series as tributes. I would be down with that as long as his family or estate is well compensated for that. That's my biggest issue with AI. If you're gonna use AI for a particular real life person, make sure that the family or estate, one, agrees to it, and two, gets compensated. Taking too long, it's like I said, we're under odds. We haven't even hit odds yet, Ahmed. But no, there's no way to make this any faster. If this is taking too long, I would say perhaps shiny hunting is not something that you would want to do, or you might want to work on building up your patience muscle. 99% of the video game Batman, 99% of the animated series Batman, yeah. Overabundance of superhero themes. In what? Oh, he's in the Injustice video games too? Invincible, only cool modern show that uses super themes. Um, I mean, are there any other current? Oh, I mean, I guess like live action stuff. Yeah, there is. He did say the iconic "I'm Batman." That's true. How should you make your early game team? However you want, Transition Maker. However you want. Believe it or not, I am not the be-all end-all of telling you how to play a Pokemon game. Is spaghetti in a Ziploc bag as a transportation eating method weird? I would say it's unusual. I'm not sure if it's weird though. I mean, I can see that making sense. Watch paint dry. Once you can do that, you'll be ready to shiny hunt, right? Roger Craig Smith voiced Batman Arkham Origins. Conroy did the rest of the Arkham games. Gotcha. I didn't think Origins was bad. I liked Origins. It was a nice little side dish. Uncommon but effective. Exactly. I mean, in a way, it makes sense. The more I think about it, like, it makes sense as a way to transport spaghetti. It's just not something I would have thought about. Have Sheldon-like OCD tendencies, and shiny hunting is a charm. All right, where is this shiny at? No shine. You did have to hold down a button for like 10 hours for one Shalfa so finger stamina too. Yes, it's important to work out those finger muscles. Anglin voiced the Scarecrow in Injustice 2. I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome. That was good casting. One of these days, this thing's gonna be yellow. And then we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna make your team and leave completing the Pokedex for after the game. Makes sense. Can't wait to get the stars in emulators so you can never complete the Pokedex. I guess that's true. I guess you won't ever be able to get a Trico or a Torchic. One time you were out fishing, you saw this tiny, probably 1 by 1 foot spot on the water that was shining in the sun, still under some cover with a rock bank. You said, "There's a bass there." Cool. Play guitar to keep your finger strength up for shiny hunting. That is the most unique reason I've ever heard to play guitar. Probably on the 27th of April in the second millennium of the 25th year. Could be. First Punisher movie, the one with Thomas Jane. It was all right. It was decent. Travolta, not so much. I think it fit with the style and tone of Punisher. Through line and bam, landed right in the spot, reeled a few seconds. Sure enough, hit a 21-inch bass. Now that was a good casting. That was a good casting. Good job, Shinies. Did you catch anything else that day? And what did you do with it? Did you eat it or did you like keep it as a trophy? Were you by yourself or were you with other people? If you're with other people, like what did they say? Oh, catch and release only? Fair enough. Did you take any pictures? The Russian, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, a lot of that was inspired by the Garth Ennis Punisher comics. You didn't even know that was the real reason when you started playing junior high. You just didn't even know that that's what you would end up doing it for. Ate it raw like Gordon Ramsay. Yuck. You also caught a pike that day. That's cool. Hello, Jerry. How are you? Now catch a pike on a pike while doing a pike on a skateboard with that pike on the pike. That's a lot of pikes. The footprints were the person's own footprints. Yep. Got caught up on sleep? I'm glad you got caught up on sleep. I'm going to type a message without looking at my keyboard and see what happens when improperly spell things and autocorrect takes over. You're having such a productive morning, Chinese. I'm proud of you. Really, really seizing the day. Hefty, ladies, Chinese, and I are thinking about going to brunch today, but our options are either go to brunch or save money. If you were me, would you go to brunch or Nan? Um, if it were me, I would go to brunch. However, what I know about you, your brunch would probably be more expensive than my brunch. So I also know, Shinies, that you said on Friday that your goal for this weekend was not to spend $1 after your trip to Vegas. So I would say stay home. I'll go out to brunch for you. Oh, the footprints were the person's own footprints? That's silly. On the other hand, Eggs Benedict. Jerry makes a good counterpoint. How do I like how the MCU handles villains? You hate when they just have the evil version of the hero be the villain. I totally agree. It's such a tired trope. You unstream at noon. That's not brunch anymore. Um, says you. I am more than free to leave my house at noon, go to a restaurant, and order a combination of breakfast food and lunch food. There's nothing that says I can't do that. Wrong. Fucking goose. That's a new one. Brunch is a meal often accompanied by signature morning cocktails such as mimosas, Bloody Marys, espresso martinis, and bellinis, taken sometime in the late morning or early afternoon. The universally accepted time is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., though modern brunch often extends as late as 3 p.m. And that's on Wikipedia, so it has to be true. Ultron was not. I mean, I love James Spader. He had too much personality. H Gaming, what's going on? Good to see you. It was merely an appetizer. Uh-oh. According to your gunkle, and if someone's gonna know brunch, it's your gunkle. It might be different in Canada. I'm doing well, H Gaming. How you doing? You're going back to bed? All right, 501st. Have some good sleeps. Officially, 0% of your family is from Canada. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I thought that you were born and raised in Canada. Multiple movies. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I was thinking about this the other day. A big difference between the comic books and like the movies is the ratio of villains that are killed by the end of the movie. You know, in comic books, like they never die. Even when they do die, they don't die. But in the movies, like almost every single villain dies 2 hours after they're introduced. I'm your gunkle. I did not realize that, Mewtwo. Half-eaten circus peanuts. Uh-oh, which half? Fazbear Frights Into the Pit. I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. I did see the movie, however. But how are you enjoying that book, H Gaming? Yeah, Magneto's like the exception to the rule. Like, look at the MCU movies. Ironmonger, dead. Abomination, not dead, but disappeared for like 20 years. Um, Whiplash, dead. Loki, they somehow turned him into a hero. Red Skull might as well be dead. Um, Ultron, dead. Thanos, dead. Ronan, dead. Yellow Jacket wishes he was dead. Um, Cleus, whatever that dude's name that Mads Mikkelsen played in Doctor Strange, dead. Killmonger, dead. Um, yeah, so just out here killing people left and right. You want a movie where the superhero gets killed after the whole like power up montage sequence, like he goes to fight the villain, just instant KO. So like Aang at the end of season 2. I'm sorry, book 2. If the villain doesn't die, just have a random cameo like Abomination. Yeah. Is Ren the Accuser dead? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He got killed in Guardians. Loki would be on par with the one above all now. I Tom Hiddleston's a great actor. I can't believe that they made Loki like a hero. Gotta go in a shop? Alright. No worries. Who's the best worst villain? Um in my opinion, in the comic books, Arnim Zola. Arnim Zola is the best worst villain, or perhaps the Big Wheel. You don't know those people? Exactly. Arnim Zola is like a Hydra scientist. He was actually in the first Avengers movie. Or I'm sorry, first Captain America, first and second Captain America movie. He was one played by Toby. What's his name? Toby. Help me out, Scrollbow. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I thought you did a good job, actually. I also was very impressed and pleasantly surprised how much they went with the classic traditional Mysterio look. Not Toby Maguire. Who comes up with all the Marvel names though? Whoever creates them. Clock 2 hours of OT. Glad it went smooth, Jerry. What is his name? It's gonna drive me crazy. Toby Jones. Toby Jones played Arnim Zola in Captain America: First Avenger and Captain America: Winter Soldier. But in the comic books, he's like a big robotic body with a TV screen in his chest. That's where his face is, and then on top of his body, like in between the shoulders where the head would be, is a big camera. So it was a little bit of an homage in Winter Soldier when they went to the base in Jersey, and they saw Toby Jones' character Arnim Zola. They saw his face like on on the computer monitor. That was like their little homage to the original Arnim Zola. It's a bootleg Guzzlord, pretty much. Big wheel is just a guy in a big wheel, like as a vehicle. Like, did you ever see that South Park episode where Mr. Garrison got the new like exercise machine and it's like a giant wheel and he's on the inside of it? It's like that, except more of a traditional seat. Winter Soldier was a great movie. It really was. I like the spy thriller aspect of it. All right, I'm starting to feel like we will not be getting this under odds, but that's okay. We've had so many under odds hunts during this challenge. It's not too surprising that, the last few hunts that we've done have been over odds. Except for that Mawile. We got the Mawile super early. Winter Soldier is basically just evil Captain America, still a great film, and Bucky becomes a character in the MCU. I mean, Red Skull too, right? I mean, let's go through it. Ironmonger, Whiplash, Red Skull. You can make the argument for Winter Soldier. Yellow Jacket, Cleus. Uh, I mean, almost all the names I said earlier still apply. Um, just evil versions of the hero. And it's not just in the MCU movies. First Venom movie had that. Arguably, the second Venom movie had that. I don't know. I watched about 10 minutes of it and cried. Um, Morbius had that. Even the highly revered Logan movie, which was a fantastic movie, Wolverine literally fights an evil Wolverine. Who's that Pokemon? It's Quagmire. Giggity. Um, Superman 2, Superman 4, Man of Steel. Even with the Fantastic Four movies, I don't know why they kept doing this. Hopefully, the next one won't be this way. I don't know why they kept somehow shoehorning in Doctor Doom as being like a part of the group that got hit by the cosmic rays. So, in that aspect, it's kind of like they're fighting an evil version of the Fantastic Four in him. Um, Sad that in the movies, Ant-Man doesn't fight a man-ant. That's true. That reminds me, though, here's something else I'd love for them to finally do in the Batman movies. Introduce Man-Bat. I want Man-Bat. 2068, if that was you that just subbed, let me know so I can say thank you. No shiny yet, Trey the Cool Kid. For you, MCU ended with Endgame. I'm not going to lie, there have been very few movies since Endgame that I've really enjoyed. There have been a few, but not a lot. Like pre-Endgame, I would say there's probably 2 or 3 Marvel movies that I wasn't a huge fan of. Now it's kind of reverse, and since Endgame, there's been like 2 or 3 Marvel movies that I have been a big fan of. Definitely different, definitely different. I do think that while they haven't all been absolute bangers, I think post Endgame, the TV shows have been better than the movies overall. Shang-Chi, yeah. I'm sorry, Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was great. Guardians 3 was good. For the nostalgia aspect of it, Spider-Man No Way Home was good. Um, Captain America Brave New World was decent. I wouldn't say it was a home run, but it was better than I expected. But like the TV shows, WandaVision was great. Loki was great. Hawkeye, I thought was fantastic. Um, Falcon Winter Soldier was pretty decent. Only 2 Marvel movies you've watched are X-Men and Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are good ones. Yeah, I've always wondered that too. I don't know why she named herself Aquafina. Of all the things that she could use as her name. It's definitely a choice. She's not a great person though. No, I don't know anything about her outside of the couple things I've seen her in. And those couple things would be Shang-Chi and a recent episode of Black Mirror. Those are like the only 2 things I've ever seen her in. Speaking of which, anybody watch the new season of Black Mirror yet? I've watched all the episodes except for the final episode, because I need to go back and watch the original USS Callister first. Officially been coined the helped man at work and by the youth. By the youth. That's impressive, JJ. Congratulations. You've been watching The Sopranos halfway through season 2. Is it your first time watching it, Squirrelbo? That was a good show. I've watched the first, I think, 3 seasons several times. I think I've only watched the other seasons like once through. I apparently, Razzie, I was doing a bad humming of the music right here, the battle music. Oh, gotcha, Jerry. Gotcha. I didn't realize that. That's what I was doing. Let's do it again right here. James Gandolfini is great. That role truly defined his career. Yeah, sad he didn't do a lot of stuff outside of it, unfortunately. I would like to see more of his stuff. What'd you think, Strobo? What'd you think about Gandolfini's son being in Daredevil Born Again? You gotta go. All right, Mighty Munchkin. Have a great rest of your day. You're late, but you're here. Kiro, you are here precisely when you were supposed to be. What's going on? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Hope your day's been well. All right, legitimate question. Legitimate question. I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm curious. How can one brand of water be better or worse than another brand of water? Honestly, a great actor. You loving the Sopranos movie? Oh, I forgot that was even things for about. I never saw the Sopranos movie. We've been lazier than planned. It happens sometimes. The balance of minerals? Minerals and filters. I think you guys just have much more sophisticated palates than I do. For me, water tastes like water. But I mean, I'm not trying to argue. I was curious. Now I know. It's just not something I've ever been aware of. Maybe you do. I'm sure you probably do. Water do be tasting like water though. That's what I'm saying. Some bottled water have a sweeter taste than others for some reason. Okay, is this a thing? Is this what we're talking about? When I drink water out of a metallic container, the water tastes metallic. Is that am I doing this right? Am I participating? Italian bottled water, you don't know what it is, but tastes good. You used to not know the difference, so you tried this Italian bottled water. Maybe I just got to find the right water. Not a big fan of nepotism, but they are good actors to let slide. Like you love Jack Quaid. I'm not sure if I've seen Jack Quaid in anything. I'm assuming that's Dennis's son, not Randy's. I like what's his name? Wyatt Russell. He was in The Boys. Oh, okay. Oh, Huey. I had no idea. I had no idea that was a Quaid. I only saw the first season of The Boys. Whistler, Jacer, yeah, I can't talk. Whistler, Glacier, Springwater. Gotcha. Are you forced to go to the Pokemon Gym before advancing? I mean, typically you are in Pokemon games. Italian water brand Levissima. I like saying that. Levissima. All right, I'm going to take this up 1275 and go on a quick break. When I come back, we'll play some games. Wyatt Russell and his dad were hired for the Godzilla TV show, and my god, they look exactly the same. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I also like what's her name that plays Robin in Stranger Things. Uma Thurman and why am I blanking on his name? Ethan Hawke's kid. Uma Thurman, Ethan Hawke's kid that plays Robin. Thank you. Yeah, Ethan Hawke. Fallout Boy. Oh, oh, Jerry. It was a good train of thought. Oh my gosh, Ghost Bunny, you just came in and scared me so much. I have to go change my pants. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm joking. I don't actually have to go change my pants, but I did say I was going to take a break after 12:75. I'll be back in a few minutes. Stick around. We'll do some mini games when I get back. While I'm gone, Jerry's in charge. See you in a few. Okay, I'm back. Kiro, your Audi has been to 5 concerts. Best drink, water S tier, chocolate milk S tier, Dr. Pepper S tier, chalky milk. Those are all good choices. Hot chocolate with marshmallows on a cold day, that's very good. Thank you, Mewtwo. All right, you guys ready to open up some packs? We're going to see if we can get another shiny card or perhaps an immersive card. Let's do it. Elatro, I've heard good things about that game. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I've heard good things. All right, I think we're going to open up 3 packs today. Just waiting for the app to open up. Been hitting the gym? Nah, I haven't been. I need to. But that's kind of you to say. Yeah, we're going to open up 3 packs. Here we go. How late are you? Well, we started streaming an hour and 29 minutes ago, but you're here right on time for the cards. Good to see you, James. All right, we got Hitmonchan, Weedle, Kadabra, Jigglypuff, and Cyclizar. Best thing is that if you don't like how a run is going, you can just quit and start a new one. That is a good thing. I just had to use an hourglass because I needed to wait 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes for the second pack. Disappointed myself. All right, we got red. We got Tinkatink, Strudel, Ekans, and Charmeleon. Boo. $15 on Switch? Interesting. No restraint at all, Jerry. All right, last pack. That was a good spin. That was a mighty good spin. We got Gimme Ghoul. We got Varoom, Spiritomb, Baneri, and Revavroom. Why are there 2 not-sos now? Are there 2 not-sos? I only see 1 not-so. Well, that was a bust for the day. Sad times at Ridgemont High. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. I'm terrible. All right, let's get back to it. Hey, welcome back. Those packs gave you gas. Same here. All right, let's get back to the hunt while you guys play guess the plush. This is the part of the stream where you guess the plush. Durant, no. Puka, no. Zard, no. Throw, no. Zapdos, no. Giratina, no. Not Moltres. Or Moltres, sorry. Not Sock. Not Charmeleon. Not Wartortle. Not Mewtwo, Tentacruel, nor Aerodactyl. Not Omanite. Not Slowpoke. Not Pidgeot. Not Arbok. None of those folks. Not Poliwhirl. Not Chardlad. Or Chardlard. Not Shuckle. Not Yoshi / Bagon. Not Poliwrath. I know someone who's got a Poliwhirl sitting cutie. Not Girafarig, not Dratini, not Politoed, not Politato, not Psyduck, not Sudowoodo, not Mimikyu. Come on, guys. Not Vibrava, not Golduck, not Regieleki, not Jason Momoa. Close, though. It is close to Jason Momoa. You're on the right track, Razzie. Not Peekapoo, not Sinistea. Anne Marie, are you still here? Not Jack Black. Not Chicken Jockey. Not Knackley. Not Squirtle. You want a hint? Oh my gosh, a hint. This is a Gen 3 Pokemon. Not Clobopus. I thought you were a transition maker. I guess I'm going to start calling you Steve. Not Spinda. Not Makuhita. Not Zigzagoon. Not Whalmer. Not Marshtomp. Not Mudkip. Not Latios. Not Aggron. Not Poochyena. Not Torchic. Not Trico. But Razzie, get out of my mind. You win this game so much. It is, in fact, the Latios. A little derpy, not gonna lie, but we love her still. The only thing I don't like about these, well, not the only thing, but one thing I don't like about these plushes is, like, if they have things like wings and stuff, they never sit right. The one flipping time, right? Mewtwo, you have that one? Nice. All right, time for the final mini game. Guess the Marvel superhero. Not Deadpool. There's a Latios near my location. Oh my goodness, I do have to watch out. Not Deadpool. Not Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Not Hawkeye. Not Glamora. Not Storm. Jerry, how's the reading going? Razzie with Namor the Submariner. You are incorrect, Razzie, but just for you, Razzie, I did bring this as a backup. This is not Epic Collection, but Mighty Marvel Masterworks, Namor the Submariner. It's got all these issues in it. My Mighty Marvel Masterworks are little books. They're like $16. They're smaller than regular comics, but they're basically the same idea as Epic Collections. They're just about half the size, like half the issues. But I thought it would just be fun to show you that. So that's not the correct answer. I just brought that one out specifically for Razzie. So let's get back to the guessing. Not Venom, not Scarlet Witch, not X-Men, not The Thing, not Wonder Woman, not Spider-Man. Slow but enjoying it? I'm glad you are. Not Wolverine, not Quicksilver, not Robin. Not Swamp Thing. I gotta finish Swamp Thing. Not Batman. Not Squirrel Girl. Not Jack Black, not Rocket Raccoon, not Thor, not Iron Fist. I am genuinely surprised this particular person is not guessed more often during this game. Great news. What's the great news, Shinies? Not Hela, not Carnage. That is basically as close to a tie as anyone can get. I'm going to give it to both Razzie and Amber. It is, in fact, the Invincible Iron Man. Yes, Shinies, I do remember that. Invincible Iron Man. This book is called Battle Royale. This is the 5th book in the Epic Collection. All the Iron Man comics from 1972 to 1974. And here's a fun thing. Let me just pull it up here. This collection includes the very first appearance of Thanos himself. And here's something disturbing about Thanos. In Thanos' first appearance, he doesn't have pants. First Galactus and now Thanos. I don't know why villains refuse to wear pants at first. But there's Thanos' legs. Look at them legs. Look at them bare legs. Tyler, I'm glad you're doing well, and I don't really want a follow-up to this, but I gotta wonder how the heck you got a toenail in your eye. Female. Nice, Kiro. I like it. Does not leave much to the imagination. Does not. Speedos are aerodynamic. That's true. Worst thing I've ever gotten in my eye is probably a bug. Camo has 3 plan options: a monthly at $8.99 a month, an annual at $49.99 a month, and a lifetime exactly $99.99 shinies. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. I know you don't want me to, but I am gonna do something for that. It's just not for you, but for me. You're trimming your toenails just flew up in there because of recoil. You had to take a shower to get it out. Yikes. I already shipped you cards. All right, fine. We'll call it even. But that was your idea, not mine. You had a big beetle hit your eye while going 20 miles an hour. Yikes. Worst thing you've got in your eye is a chicken jockey. Uh-oh. Yellow crystals in your eye when you wake up. It's like, oh, little eye crusties. The beetle died. I would imagine. I would imagine so, Kiro. That's kind of gross. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, that is fantastic. Camo forever. You were dying, but okay. I mean, I would say it's arguable who had the worst experience with that, you or the beetle. Both of you, it wasn't a great day. Sounds good, Shinies. What is camo? So Shinies was nice. Look, if you guys don't know this by now, probably 90% of my channel is brought to you by Razzie and Shinies. The other 10% is me just floating about with things like pack openings and showing comic books. Camo is a software so that you can use your phone as your camera. What do I do? Razzie, you got me the capture card that I use for the majority of my streams. The capture card that I had prior to that is used as basically the backup. That's basically only used when I do dual hunts. Your Audi died like 4 times. You wouldn't doubt if one time was because of that beetle. Probably so. Hero, did that happen with the beetle? Did that happen to you 6 years ago? I feel like we're finally unlocking the lore. You're naming your Pokemon random names like your Meryl is now named Pooper? Nice. You got a BB in your eye. That's not good. It's raining Steve. Hallelujah, it's raining Steve. Actually, yes, it was 6 years ago. We just unlocked the mystery of Kiro. Come back to explain Camo or whatever Nick did. So Camo is a software that you install on your computer and on your smartphone so that when you have both the app and the program on your computer open at the same time, it allows your phone to be your webcam. And you can also do neat things with it. You know, like all this stupid stuff that Nick does with his camera. That's through Camo. Jerry, your Audi uses all the clasps on a snapback hat. I do not remember some of these responses. JJ with the 16 months of membership. Cool. It is indeed cool. Thank you so much, JJ. Let's get some hype in the chat. Hero, your Audi had an arm wrestling contest and won. I wonder if the arm wrestling contest was against a beetle. My computer just made a noise and I don't know why. Hair crosses a beetle, and we know how Hefty feels about that one. Yeah. You know, eventually we will go back and finish that hunt. Eventually we will. I was just getting too anxious about that hunt taking the rest of the year. You wish you had an Audi? I do too. Did I tell you guys my car got paid off last month? It's a good feeling not having a car payment anymore. Yeah, I'm very excited. Only paying insurance now? Yep. Yep, just paying insurance. You can one-shot a Wurmple with water gun. Good job. Yeah, so it was a car that I got back in 2016. No, 2017. I got the car back in 2017. It was a lease. The lease ended in 2020. But there were certain factors going on in the world at that time. So contacted them, said, "Hey, can we extend the lease for another, year?" Which they were like, "Yeah, that's fine." So then after the lease ran out, after the 6 year, I just bought it outright and just continued to make the remaining payments on it, and it got paid off last month. Why does this train have 4 Wurmples? Why not? Is the better question. Why wouldn't? So I'm gonna try and run this car into the ground. I certainly don't want to be buying a new car right now. I was in my 30s in 2017. That's correct. I'm glad you are here, Mewtwo, because if I ever forget how old I am, you're always here to remind me. T minus 3 hours and 14 minutes until Vanillite Community Day for me. I'm 23. Thank you. You love Alpha Sapphire. That's a good one, Sauce. That's a good game. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Guys, we are only 7 subs away from our sub goal. I don't know if we're going to hit it today. I think it might be a little ambitious. We might be biting off a little more than we can chew. But you know what? We won't know unless we try. Also, I'm just now noticing we have crushed our like goal. We need a new like goal. Can I get a like goal of 55? I'm 7. Oh no, I'm in trouble because I should not be live streaming on YouTube if I'm 7 years old. Like goal 55, there it is. Thank you, Jerry. What's up? You're the man. Illusion, that is. Welcome on back. Good to see you. I'm 70. Oh my gosh. Peacemaker. I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it. I saw the Suicide Squad, the one that James Gunn did, but I haven't watched the Peacemaker show. Is it good? 22 because it's peak age for most things. We'll go with that, Kiro. You know what's funny, Billy? Jerry just posted that like goal of 55 with the dancing Electros, and I thought to myself, when I saw that Electros, I thought to myself, I wonder how Billy's doing. And then, boom, you popped in. It's like you knew. I don't look a day over this many. 6? Thank you. This is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon sauce. So in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, there's things called Ultra Wormholes. And in certain wormholes, it has all the legendaries, gens 1 through 6, other than Zygarde, and you can shiny hunt them. Season 2 coming soon. I have heard that. I have heard that. I am such a I don't want to say snob. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to say snob. But I am so finicky when it comes to comic book adaptation shows. I don't know why I am the way that I am, but it always takes me a long time to finally sit down and start them. Thanks. I'm always thanking you, Billy. You know what? I haven't done this in a while. My age is the number of likes. That is legitimately true. Vilify Exile is one of the best mods in the game and such a dear friend. For over 2 years, she's been my hug buddy. Love ya, Electrify. I think I might need to update that to 3 years now. My old camera angle made me look like I was in my teens. I could believe that. I really wish that Nightbot could use the member emotes. Love you too. Aw, I just made my day. Smudge your 3DS. I think you could turn on your Latias Shiny with the button press now. I mean, you could. You could. That's certainly a way to do it. And if you want to do it, more power to you. I don't have a problem with how anybody plays their games. Doesn't affect mine at all. Like John Cena as an actor is pretty funny. I think so too. I've seen him in a few things, and he always cracks me up. Um, um, was it Bridesmaids or was it the movie with Amy Schumer? That was funny. He was hilarious in This Is the End. No, he wasn't in This Is the End. What am I thinking of? I'm an idiot. Anyway, yeah, John Cena's funny. Trainwreck. Yeah, Trainwreck. That's what it was. He was pretty funny in Trainwreck. Baby Mama. Yep, Baby Mama. I didn't see Sisters. His Chinese is also pretty good. I didn't know that. Who am I thinking of now? I feel so stupid. Channing Tatum. I don't know why. I don't know why I mixed up Channing Tatum and John Cena in my head there for a minute. It was Channing Tatum that was in This Is the End. Being chilling. You see, someone came into the beginning of the stream and spent the first 15 minutes calling me an ugly loser, and I joked about it, and it didn't bother me at all. Me confusing Channing Tatum with John Cena for a moment and correcting myself before anybody called me out on it is going to stick in my mind the rest of the day. I'm going to lay awake in bed tonight thinking about that. I said a Chinese word, did I really? Finally got the shiny Bagon as your starter. Congratulations, football goat. I hope it treats you well on the playthrough. I really am, Razzie. I really am a loser. You know, the thing I will appreciate about that person the most is how I was trying to help them out. Every single one of their messages was getting blocked by YouTube because they kept saying, "You ugly, you ugly, you ugly." And YouTube was just blocking it. And I was trying to help them out and say, like, hey, just use some different words so that YouTube doesn't get blocked so everybody else can see your messages. And they just kept saying, "You ugly, you ugly, you ugly." Think about Channing Tatum's Gambit. Accent had me dying. I thought it was hilarious. I'm hoping that when he reappears in Avengers Doomsday, though, um, like it's more serious. Like the accent was funny. I hope that's not his actual Gambit accent. You know what I mean? Like it was a good bit in a Deadpool movie. I couldn't take an entire movie of that being the accent he's legitimately trying to use. Something tells me they're projecting a little bit. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you, Mewtwo. Uh, yeah, it's I've found it always to be the case that when someone takes the time to go out of their way and insult someone else, it's because they got something going on in their life that they feel like if I treat someone else badly, that will make me feel better about myself. And that can work for, a hot minute, but it's not really in like a long-term answer. Anne-Marie, you did. I'm sorry. The good news is you didn't miss any good cards. All 3 packs I opened were garbage. And the plush was Latius. Love the outfit. It was perfect. The accent was good. Yeah, he looked great. He looked fantastic. A lot better than Taylor Kitsch. Is that his name? Taylor Kitsch? Was he the one that was in the Wolverine movie? Here you go, Anne Marie, just for you. Here's the Latius. And the comic book was Iron Man, which you got in the end but didn't get in time. It was very close. Like on my side, like your message did show up first, Razzie, but like less than a second later, her message, without the necessary space, was right after it. You guys were within milliseconds. You're back. Your phone side didn't want to charge anymore, but you fixed it. Time for a new phone. I've been thinking about getting. I don't know if I want to get a new phone. I mean, I could get a new phone. I don't think I need a new phone, but I at least I think need a new battery. A lot of times while I'm getting ready in the morning, I'll be watching Shiny's stream on my phone, and by the time I get to work, my battery is at like low 70s, like 72%. And usually by the end of the workday, it's like around 30 or 40%. I just feel like I need to get a new battery. Terrence Howard is War Machine. I don't know how much it would have changed, honestly. I always thought that was a little suspicious, though. Apparently the reason why they dropped Terrence Howard was because um, they couldn't afford to continue to hire an actor of his caliber, but they replaced him with Don Cheadle. And nothing against Terrence Howard, but I would be shocked, legitimately shocked, if Terrence Howard makes more money than Don Cheadle. You love how crazy Terrence Howard is? He's had some moments, from what I remember. I recently watched the first Iron Man movie again, and I gotta say though, I know it was totally like placating the fans, but that moment towards the end where Terrence Howard's James Rhodey, looks at the silver Iron Man suit and says, "Next time, baby." That was so cringeworthy. It was so cheesy. Um, that's what I'm thinking, Anne-Marie. I haven't read any specific reports about how like he may have gotten along with the rest of the cast, but I have heard like an official thing, like like a press release type thing that it was a money dispute. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I just can't believe it would just be that. Probably fancied himself an A-lister after that. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying he's like. I'm not saying he's a D-lister celebrity or anything. It's just looking at the credits of Terrence Howard versus the credits of Don Cheadle. I would have to imagine that Don Cheadle's more expensive. He was mad about being paid significantly less than RDJ. I could understand that, um, but at the same time, he was a supporting actor, not a lead. Shiny Hunting, Zapdos, and Lesko. Good luck on that, Xavier. And Loops, what's going on, Loops? Good to see you. You always say, "Well, not for you," when he says that towards the suit. Nice. Cheeto makes 27 million a year. Howard makes $200,000 a year. Oh, Cheetle. I was thinking like I didn't realize the Cheeto company made 27 million. Okay, yeah, Don Cheetle makes 27. Howard makes 200,000. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would have to imagine Cheetle makes more money. Now, I'm sure that Cheadle's base salary has increased since his inclusion in the MCU. But I think even back then, he was probably a higher paid actor. Heck yeah, Cheeto Company. I can't remember the last time I had Cheetos. I kind of want Cheetos now. That money is now, yeah. If Terrence stuck with the role, he would have been paid much more. That's what I'm saying, Sauce. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be curious to go back and look at circa, what would that have been? 2010? Circa 2010, what those two stars were making on average per film. Rush Hour 2, and it was a small cameo. I mean, he got a lot of critical acclaim from Hotel Rwanda. That was a big one. I believe at least the first Ocean's 11 movie was out by then. I can't remember if Ocean's 12 had come out yet. You just love how Game Freak came up with the name Nihilego for a jellyfish? Tell me too, because I've always wondered that. I like the name Nihilego. I've never understood its origin. 2069, that's a nice number. And that brings us one closer to our sub goal of 2075. If that was you that just please let me know so I can say thank you. You gotta go, but bye. Hope you get all the shinies. Thank you, Transition Maker. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the Emerald playthrough. Hustle Flow and movies like Four Brothers. Yeah, I mean, they both were making good films. I just think that um what Raz, really? Don Cheadle was in Fresh Prince? I don't remember that episode. Okay, here's going way back. Anybody remember when Adam Sandler had a reoccurring role as Theo Huxtable's friend from school? Ice Tray, his friend from Philly. Okay, I vaguely remember the plot. I don't remember the episode. Razzie remembers. What was his name? I can't remember. He had a weird name. Just weird seeing young Sandler on the Cosby's. You'll Google it. Thank you. I feel like a lot of like high school friend characters in sitcoms back then always had weird names. Like just crazy nicknames. Like I remember in Growing Pains, Smitty, was it really Smitty? That's hilarious. I remember Growing Pains, Kirk Cameron's character. Why am I blanking on his name? But Kirk Cameron's character, his best friend in high school, was named Boner. Like Juice Pop? What's Juice Pop from? Or are you just giving a random example? I made sure to give that statement a lot of context, Razzie, so that it could not be taken out of context. Okay, just a random example. Juice Pop would be a good nickname. What's a name? It's a good question. What is a name? Just caught shiny water, Toro. It's really hard to see the shiny. You need a keen eye. Yes, you do need to make sure that your ability is keen eye. Favorite old sitcom? Love Married with Children. Married with Children was a good one. Um, growing up, See, this is a little bit complicated because like when I was growing up, not only was I watching like current shows that were on new episodes at the time, but I was also watching a lot of old sitcoms like on Nick at Night and TV Land. Um, so I would say I really liked Perfect Strangers. I like Growing Pains. Married with Children was good. Alf. But then I also liked older stuff. Like I liked F Troop. I liked Hogan's Heroes. I liked Mork and Mindy. I liked Laverne and Shirley. Um, Full House, of course. I mean, anything from the TGIF lineup was good. Just the 10 of Us, Boy Meets World, Family Matters. Cheers. Cheers was a great one. I still remember watching the Cheers finale live. That was insane. Newhart. I remember Newhart, and I remember watching that finale. Pokemon My Go. What's going on? Good to see you. All in the Family. Mary Tyler Moore. Wings. Wings was pretty good. I was kind of like a Johnny Come Lately to Wings. I think I watched it more in syndication than I did live. Golden Girls. I can't tell you how many Saturday nights I sat watching Golden Girls at 8 p.m. Fresh Prince was a good one. Three's Company, that was funny. A lot funnier as I got older. I like as a kid, I never understood what the deal was with Mr. Roper thinking that Jack Ritter's character was gay. I never got that. I'm shy hunting your personal favorite game. Nice. It's my personal favorite game too. I love Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks and the other guy. That was a good one. Wild to imagine there was a successful sitcom that was centered around cross dressing. What other Pokemon games do I play? Pretty much all of them. Like on stream, we've done a lot of Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Legends Arceus. Um, we've done Emerald. Off stream, like I've played all of them. I've been playing since '99, and then a lot of the spin-offs and other games. Not all of them, but most of them. Sir Ralph, what's going on? Good to see you. Do I like Futurama? I do. I haven't watched any of the new stuff. I don't know. Are they like 2 or 3 seasons into the relaunch? But I watched all the original series. I watched all the like movies. I watched the relaunch on Comedy Central that had, in my opinion, the best possible ending the show could have, and that's part of the reason why I haven't watched any of the new stuff. Went back to your own wormhole hunt since it's raining on the Yanma route and why came back and count has a slight discrepancy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Jerry. What even the heck? 2070! Someone else just subbed. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. You guys have been entirely too kind this weekend. Hopefully I get the Latias. I hope so, Pokemon My Go. Grand total of 0 shiny Pokemon that is missing. I mean, there's still forms I need, right? I still need to get the 3 family Mousehold. I still need to get 10 more unknown. Emotional moments hit hard. It's a well written show. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. I don't harp on it too much because I know sometimes it can get annoying when a bunch of people keep telling you should watch something. But I totally think that Chem Nation would enjoy Futurama. And I did not plan that. I started the sentence before I saw Chem Nation's message. Good morning, Chem. Hope you're doing well. My least favorite Pokemon is Finneon. Did I know uh-oh was in the line of a scandal involving a foot? I don't know who you're referring to, JJ. 50 off, but you're not sure? Let's just round off to 50. What's my favorite Pokemon? Great question. It is this guy right here, Poliwhirl. You can also see him right here in this light box that my dad and I made. Right there. Poliwhirl's my favorite Pokemon. The movies were hit or miss. There's a couple that I enjoyed, Anne-Marie, but yeah, most of them felt like a cash grab, honestly. But yeah, I really like Futurama. I love Luminion. I don't love Luminion. I just think it has a little bit more personality than Finneon. I think the first movie, I think the first one was Bender's Big Score. That one was decent. The rest were just kind of like, what are we doing here? Has anyone seen the new Futurama episodes? The ones that have been out for the last year or two? I can't remember when they started. Are they any good? Are they worth watching? Is still that same magic? What's my least favorite Pokemon game? Good question. So I'm gonna start off by saying that I don't. Even though I'm about to tell you what my least favorite is, it doesn't mean I don't like it. I have yet to play a Pokemon game that I don't like. Right? It's like saying what's my least favorite flavor of ice cream. At the end of the day, it's still ice cream. So even though I still like it, my least favorite Pokemon game is Black and White. The levels to evolve the Pokemon were just so much higher than any other generation. It led to a ton of grinding, and that just kind of put me off. It was a chore. It was work at some points to play that game because of the level grinding. I still liked it. It just it wasn't as. I mean, it was just a grind. It was more of a grind than any other Pokemon game I played. Yeah, JJ. I think it was either last year or the year before they started making new episodes, but I don't really know much about it. Anthology of Interest episodes, yeah, kind of like their version of Treehouse of Horror. Yeah, those are good episodes. On Hulu, 20 episodes across 2 seasons. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. So I can't remember. I should know this by now. It's come up quite a bit. I can't remember where the Hulu exclusive shows are in Canada. I can't remember what service that is. What's my favorite gen of Pokemon? It would be this one. Gen 7 is my favorite. I've had more fun and more time spent on this generation than any other. Between Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Same, nice. Hulu Hangout, I like that. I like that, Scrobo. Let's make that a thing. Hulu Hangout. That was PLA for you too, grinding and a lot of work. It was. It was. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It was probably the most work I've ever put into getting a shiny charm. Any advice that I would give to someone trying to get a shiny charm in Legends Arceus is try and, you know, double up on the tasks. Like if you need to KO 50 Gyarados with electric moves, and you have an Electabuzz that needs to use Thunderbolt 50 times, take your Electabuzz and go KO a bunch of Gyarados. That type of stuff. Hulu and Speakeasy, nice. Into cards or games more? Definitely games. I don't really do a lot with the card set, like the real life card set. I have some cards. I buy cards occasionally, but not often. Not that I don't think the cards aren't cool. I think they are. But just knowing my personality, if I really got into buying the TCG, I'd end up like having my house foreclosed on. I would just spend way too much money on it. I do enjoy the TCG Pocket a lot. Crave is a Bell network. Okay. All Hulu exclusive contents on Disney Plus in Canada. Crave is for HBO Showtime Stars. There we go. I got to remember that because it comes up so often. We are just 7 likes away from our like goal. What's my favorite shiny? My favorite shiny is shiny Stuffle. I just love that yellowish, orangish, goldenish color on the little stuffed bear. Mr. Wolf, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. Litten's a good one. I like Litten a lot. In my opinion, there's not enough shinies that the shiny turns white. Like Litten's really good. Scatterbugs are really good. I'd like to see more like that. I think the ones that turn black are really cool. But we have a decent amount of those. I'd like to see more ones that turn white. Jensen, what's up? Send every single Shieldon Kratos from Pogo to PLA. Distortion Pokemon are so difficult to perfect. True. Very true. It's snowing. My goodness gracious. I would not be happy if it was snowing for me on the 27th of April. Where am I from? Tenzin, I live in Pennsylvania in the United States. Five likes away. My goodness gracious, you guys are crushing it. I just realized we are over odds and no one told me. We are now over odds on this Latias. So 1 in 1365 hunt, we're now at 1,409, about to hit 1,410. Celesteela's shiniest crisp, that is a good one too. I think that one slept on a little bit. Amora and Aurorus, those are good ones too. Those are good white shinies. What game is this? This is Pokemon Ultra Moon. Searching for shiny Latias in the Ultra Wormhole. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just 5 subs away from our sub goal for the day. I don't know if we're going to hit 2075. Might be a little ambitious, but I'll tell you what, I would feel a lot more confident about staying above 2070 if we got like 1 or 2 more subs today. So that's what I'm hoping we can do. I think together we can do it. Look at that. 2071. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. 1 closer to our sub goal. Manga. I've never read any manga actually. I always like take a look at it when I'm in the bookstores, just check it out, see what's going on. I've never actually read it. The closest thing I've come to is I've read a little bit back in the day. I read a little bit of Akira. Akira was originally a Japanese manga. Marvel got the rights and translated it and published it in the United States back in the late 80s. I've read a little bit of that. I was at a comic book store a few weeks ago, and they actually had the entire Akira set. Um, I would be interested in picking that up actually and reading it. Craving Cheeto mac and cheese now? That sounds delicious. Making me hungry. Oh my gosh, that scared the bejesus out of me. Tenzin, thank you so much for the sub. Like Bruce Willis said, welcome to the party, pal. Least favorite shiny that I have. My least favorite shiny. Maybe Hoppip, just because I'm so over Hoppip. If I see one more shiny Hoppip, I'm gonna scream. And for some reason, I don't know why, I don't like shiny Nosepass or Probopass. I don't know why. I get annoyed when I see those shinies. Sub counts up to 2072. If that was you, please let me know. Favorite Western movie? Unforgiven's fantastic. It's a great movie. I was talking to my dad about this the other week. I mean, you know Skrilbo. Cam and I have been watching some spaghetti westerns. And so I was talking to my dad about it the other week, and we were talking about Unforgiven. I need to see it again, but yeah, that's a fantastic one. I've never seen the original, but I'm also a fan of the remake of 310 to Yuma, the one that came out, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And then I do like For a Few Dollars More, and Magnificent Seven. You know, obviously a remake of Seven Samurai, but I thought Magnificent Seven was a lot of fun too. You love hot cross buns, the food or the song? You don't like Hot Pip too, but just because of the same color? Do I listen to rap music? I would say I have listened to some rap. It's not a genre that I like listen to nonstop. Um, but like I went through a period in the early 2000s where I picked up a lot of Outkast, Ludacris, Eminem. I still like all of them a lot. I've always been a big Missy Elliott fan. Um, I've listened to some newer rap, and by newer, I mean like last 15, 20 years. I've listened to some like Juice World. Um, I don't have a problem with it. It's just not something that I typically actively seek out. What's my thoughts on Nose Pass the Shine? I don't know. It's just something about the gold color just annoys me. I can't explain it. Wild Bunch is a great Western. I haven't seen that one. I know what you're talking about, but I have not seen it. John Strecker, good morning. Juice World sounds like a Capri Sun theme park. Can you imagine how much fun that would be? I would love a place like that. This is a one-time Missy exclusive. I like Missy Elliott a lot, and I thought she like I hadn't thought about Missy Elliott or heard about her in years. I thought like she disappeared after like 05, 06. But a couple years ago, I was talking to Gage Perez about her, and I looked it up, and I saw that she came out with like a new album like maybe 3 years ago, and I listened to a lot of that, and it is still good. I really like her. Bottled Capri Sun now? That's weird. Why did the skeleton skip the prom? Because he had no body to go with. Nice. I like that Geek Zone. Yeah, she's a good looking lady. She is. She's aged very gracefully. Have I been to Jamaica? I have not been to Jamaica, but I have been to Nassau in the Bahamas, which I know is a completely separate country, but it's the closest I can come up with. You hear about the two golf courses that fell in love? It was a long distance relationship. I like that too. What the SEAL's favorite subject? Art, art, art. I like that. Where'd I hide the bodies? Well, I let the bodies hit the floor, and then I just kicked them down the stairs into the basement. Think I aged well too? Thank you, Mewtwo. Come on, Shiny. It's about time you shine. You're gonna do community day? Absolutely, John. Are you? Endless Senpai, did you catch that in the wild? Because I think in the wild, that's the only move it knows anyway. I have a well in my basement. I do. You came back. Welcome back, Mirandry. Going to a card show, so see you and hope you get the shiny. All right, Pokemon My Go. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the card show. 2 likes away, my goodness gracious. When is Community Day? 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. your local time. Gonna be Vanillite. I don't have any of the line Shiny in Pokemon Go, so I'm gonna need to get at least 3. Plus, I want to try and get an extra large so I can put it in a showcase, because apparently for the Meloetta research, I got to get at least a bronze medal in a showcase. Is there any events in Christian? See more than 40 church stream right now. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but we are currently playing Pokemon Ultra Moon. Um, and as far as the rest of that message, I'm going to assume that's a issue with translation. Need the thick boys, that's right. Cylinder odds, we are over odds now. We are, in fact, over odds. You're struggling with the masterwork, too. I'm not looking forward to the required party stuff, because I've never done a party, because I don't have anybody else to party with. That sounds sadder than it is, but you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Scrobo. Absolutely. Drummer from X band hears X song for the first time, and they play along the song without drums, but they add their own drums. No. I mean, I'm familiar with the general concept of what you're talking about, but I've never seen any where it's specifically that. What, did you find one that's really, really good or really, really bad? Either way, send me a link. This Latias won't be shiny. You were correct about that. Drumeo videos, is that what they're called? Drumeo? Yeah, Amory, when it comes to favorite Pokemon. But you know what? He won't say it. He won't tell us. But he's definitely going to do that community day hunt today. Chad Smith from Red Hot Chili Peppers, he plays the drums to the kill by 30 STM and basically plays it perfectly without having heard the song before. That's wild. A guy from Chem City was on a Drumeo video. He had to learn a Led Zeppelin song. This will be shiny. I hope you're right. Let's find out. Oh, you lied to me. Either way, I want to make a video called Person Farts in Bathtub for the first time. It has nothing to do with those drum videos, but I think it'd be really funny. So I assume that you would not be doing this video, Shinies. You would have someone else do it? Slidus will be shiny. It's been confirmed by it's been confirmed by Shiny's Tapu Fini. All right, let's see. Let's see if that Mewtwo luck applies here too. Okay, you'd be filming someone else. Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't you, because if it was you, it would be a lie. Dang it. Rip Van Stinkle. That's a great term. Mewtwo, you let me down. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Ali, what's going on? Good to see you again. Welcome back. Well, it's funny seeing a jazz drummer hearing metal for the first time. They got the stank face the whole time. In my opinion, if you don't get a stank face listening to a metal song for the first time, is it even metal? Where does it involve lighting? Where is the lighting? Where is gas being lit? All right, I'll be right back. I got pee. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Ali, I remember you. Darkville, what's going on? Good to see you. Do a blind reset? Okay, I'll do the next one blind. Um, yeah, I know it wasn't because it makes a noise if it's shiny. You know, Big Cheese Thrifts and Shinies are my favorite married couple on YouTube. Ali, unfortunately, I'm not playing on the Switch today. Uh, I don't have the Switch currently available. You drink Whistler Glacier spring water because glacier water is the purest. There you go. What happened to the dice arts? What do you mean? I got a feeling at least one of them is probably lurking while they do morning chores. You're panicking. You're so calm and I see why. Yeah, it makes if it shines, it makes a noise. I was listening for the noise. You want one of those divorces where you live in the same house but do the best to avoid each other's schedules except for dinner when he cooks all the time? That would be amazing. That would be the life. I'm out of coffee. Must be towards the end of the stream. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I mean, all right, fine, fine, fine. Cheese and Chinese are my second favorite married couple on YouTube. They just have that energy. They've been married like 55 years and they can't stand each other, but they also are too lazy to like leave each other. Anybody remember those Saturday Night Live skits from the 90s with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler where they played an old married couple and Chris Farley as the wife would look through the Zaggett's book on like and like read like restaurant reviews, and Adam Sandler played the husband that was just fed up with everything and just hated his life. That's how I imagine Big Cheese and Shinies. And I will leave it up to you to decide which one was Farley and which one was Sandler. Three streams. This is the third stream. This is the third stream. We've been averaging about 500 checks per stream, which isn't bad. It's actually pretty good. Two dope bearded fellows. This is true. They are, you two. You're 100% right about that. My goodness gracious, we hit the like goal and no one said anything. You know what? Let's shoot for the stars. Can we get a like goal of 65 in the chat? I don't know if we'll hit it, but we won't know unless we try. Like goal 65. John, that's a beautiful one, but Sir Ralph beats you by like half a second, so I'm going to go with that. I mean, I shouldn't have said it that way. Sir Ralph, your like goal is also incredible. I just didn't want John Struckert to cry tonight. It's not ugly. It's not ugly, I promise. I'm just bad at words. Pokemon Rumble sprites are the most cute ones. They are pretty cute. The only Pokemon Rumble game I played is the free one that was on the 3DS. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that's a fun game. Cousin will help me. Okay, good. I'm glad you found somebody that could help you out, Ali. That's awesome. BSP, you get like what, 80 an hour? Yeah, if you're lucky. I would probably get closer to like 60 an hour. John Struckert and Sir Ralph are both wonderful people with wonderful light goals. Give me all your shine luck. Well, thank you so much, Pokestar. Three shinies since you've been watching. What? Three shinies? That's insane. Thank you for your luck. I need it. I need that luck. Three shinies since I started streaming. Crazy. The guillotine they have is supposed to be the devil, but it looks good in a Pokemon Rumble sprite. Came here to say hello. Probably going to stay on the stream for a while. So I'm here for like an hour, if you can, and if you like. Oh yeah, Ollie. No, it's a pleasure having you here. It's a pleasure having you here. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you out the other weekend, but yeah, it just it you know it didn't work out. But I'm really happy that your cousin's gonna be able to help you out on finishing the Pokedex, which is gonna be awesome because then you'll be able to get the shiny charm and you can start doing some really cool shiny hunts. But yeah, pleasure to have you back. I was wondering about you. I didn't see you here last weekend. I was wondering how you were doing. So it's nice. It's nice to see you return. BDSP is 90% loading screen, 10% shiny hunting. Exactly. Is there a way to save an outbreak from disappearing after midnight in Scarlet and Violet? Yes. Mr. Wolf, you just gotta keep turning the time back. Now here's the thing. We all know that if like you just go from the game out into the home screen, the switch, and change the time, it's going to change the outbreaks, right? So you can't do it that way, obviously. But if you save the game, close the game, and then move the time backwards, it won't reset the outbreaks. Suggest do that when you're getting close to midnight. Save the game, turn the game off, change the time back, and then reopen the game. But like you have to like fully quit out of the game. Ari, hello, good to see you. Happy Sunday. Chicken jockey indeed. Yeah, close out completely. Completely close out. Your name's Hussein. Don't call me all the way. That's my dad. Don't call you alias. Your dad's name. This is your dad's phone. Don't call me. Okay. All right. I will try and remember that, Hussein. You might have to remind me a couple times. We get a lot of people that come in and out of the chat, and typically I call people by the username that shows up in the chat, but I will do my best to try and remember that you are Hussein. Well, if it already went past midnight? Well, if it already went past midnight, then the outbreak changed, right? Yeah, if it already went past midnight and the outbreak changed, then you're boned. Unless... Wait, Mr. Wolf. Have you saved since it turned midnight? Was your last save from when the outbreak was still going? Oh, Skrillbo, that's a fantastic idea. They totally should. Yes. All right. Well, then, wait. I already forgot how I phrased the question. So I don't know if you're saying yes, you've saved since midnight, or yes, the last day was before midnight. I can't remember how I asked it. But if you have an outbreak and you save and then it turns midnight and the outbreak changes, if you turn off the game, move the time back, start it back up, you'll get the outbreak back. Oh my goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a celebrity in the chat. The one, the only, the fantastic, the talented, the, dare I say, nice. In the Arms of Rain is here and just subscribed. What's going on, Rain? Good to see you. Last day was before midnight. Fantastic. Mr. Wolf, turn off the game, switch the date back one day, get the time away from midnight, start the game back up. You should still have the same outbreak. But welcome in, Rain. Pleasure to see you. This is me doing my thing. I'm sure you'll see a lot of familiar faces in here. What's going on, Mirandry? All right, let's get this Ladius. Matt Prokopek made Vampire Diaries? I didn't know that was one of his credits, but it doesn't surprise me. Matt Prokopek is famously famous. He's worked on a lot of really cool stuff. Use reverse psychology? Alright, I do not want the next check to be shiny. Ladius, please do not shine on this check. You know what, Mirandry? It was a good idea. Oh, you watched Vampire Diaries as a teen? Nice. Hero, your Audi once finished the New York Times daily crossword puzzle in 12 seconds. Shark Attack. Shark Attack. What shark? I'm trying to remember. What shark's in Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, Wyatt Russell's gonna be in Thunderbolts. Airy, your Audi had an arm wrestling contest and won. We've gotten that one a few times today. Uh, which shark is in Scarlet and Violet? I'm blanking. Oh, is it Veluza? Are you thinking of Veluza, Hussein? That does fit Airy the most. It absolutely does. Why an Audi? It's from the show Severance. It's a reference to the show Severance. Yeah, Hussein, if you're talking about Veluza, the shiny has a green fin instead of a purple fin. Elaine is in the MCU. Yeah, yeah. Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays Vanessa. Is it Vanessa DeFontaine? I can't remember. I can never remember her name. She used to date Nick Fury. Countess Vanessa DeFontaine. Yeah, Severance is on Apple TV. Volton Veluzas. We're breezing through this today. We're gonna get so much more than 500 checks today. You don't do Apple? Yeah, that's fair. Your outbreak's reset. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. But yeah, next time, like for future ones, Mr. Wolf, like if you're getting close to midnight, just save the game, quit the game, turn the clock back a few hours, and then start the game back up. Like evolves from a suspicious armor piece. Evolves from a suspicious armor piece. I mean, the only armor pieces that I can think of that evolve is Ceruledge and Armor Rouge. Sharkad. It is. It's Sharkadet. It is. I get it now. I was focusing too much on the shark, but yeah, it's a phonetics thing. Shark attack. It's Sharkadet. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you now, Hussein. Sharkadet Shiny has blue eyes instead of red. You're willing to bet their flight of iPhones was a publicity stunt? I don't know what you're referring to, JJ. John Struckert, have a great rest of your day, buddy. Ironheart, I'm not a huge fan of the character, so I'm not expecting too much out of the show. Why didn't they call her Iron Maiden? It's a good question. I want to say there might actually already be a character from back in the day named Iron Maiden. Sylvester Stallone's King Shark. Honestly, I didn't even realize he was King Shark. I'm gonna be straight up. Did not realize that's who did the voice. Ari, I promise you, Ari, I'm paying attention. I promise you, I'm paying attention. True Religious Shiny could be insanely cool with the amount of detail it has. It could have. When terrorists were announced, they supposedly flew thousands of iPhones across the border. Oh no, I didn't hear about that. And then Trump announced no tariffs on phones and consoles. Yeah, no, that one I did not hear about. Next hunt needs to be Rayquaza. Well, we've already done Rayquaza. The next hunt is going to be Latios. Gotta admit, you didn't know I was King Shark either. Oh, look at you, Scrubbo, trying to make me feel silly. They flew 5 million iPhones over on commercial flights. That's crazy. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It doesn't matter now if there aren't any tariffs on the phones. But at the time they didn't know that. I mean, it's a smart thing to do. Try and get your product over the border as soon as possible before those tariffs kick in, so that so that they're still available for you know no tariff pricing. I'm willing to bet it was a publicity stunt. How so? I mean, a publicity stunt would be like if they said they shipped them over and then they didn't. You won't get into it. Okay. Then thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate it when people bring things up and then don't want to talk about them. All right, where's this shiny at? I don't want to ruin my perception of iPhones. JJ, you're making so many assumptions. Just because I have an iPhone doesn't mean I'm like part of some like Apple cult. I have an iPhone because I have an iPhone. It's the first smartphone that I bought, and I was just used to the user interface. I think sometimes some people might assume that because somebody buys a particular product or brand, that means that that person does not like or care for other brands. I don't care. Pikachu is like a deeper yellow, almost an orange. Just because Hefty's in a cult and does cult-like things and has an iPhone doesn't mean he's in an Apple cult. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I have no loyalty to Apple. It's just when it comes to phones, that's what I'm used to. It's actually the only Apple product I have. Tim Blake Nelson's character in Captain America looks so dumb. I have heard people complaining about how the leader looked. I gotta say though, I think it's a tough needle to thread. I think if they did a more traditional version of the leader from the comic books, I think it probably would have looked a lot dumber. I don't think there is any good way of getting out of that design. I'm not saying he didn't look dumb. I just don't think he could have not looked dumb. You have no film brand loyalty? Same here, Anne-Marie. It's just what I'm used to. He looks so goofy. Agree. Totally agree. All right, Cheese. Take care, buddy. I'll talk to you later. I would say the brand that I had the most loyalty to is Heinz 57 ketchup. Worst Gen Shiny Sparkle Gen 7 for you. I understand that, Jerry, and I think you're probably objectively correct, but every time someone says that, it hurts my heart just a little bit because I really became a Shiny Hunter in Gen 7. And so the Shiny Sparkle in the Alola games, I have very fond memories of, but objectively, it probably is the worst. You get other Androids. In fact, you bought many other Androids like Hawaii and others, but you do gravitate towards Samsung for phones, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I wouldn't say like, you're in a Samsung cult. You have to look at them and compare. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does the least, right? Like every other Sparkle has multiple stars and stuff going on. The Gen 7 is just one big star. Um, so there's just like less to it. Okay, so I was saying, so if you're on, I forget which game we're playing. Are we playing Scarlet? We're playing Scarlet and Violet, right? So you want to go to your menu. You got to hit the X button and bring up the menu. You're going to hit the L button, which will connect you to the internet. That's the first thing. Yeah, Android's a platform. Yep. So you just hit the X button, which brings up your whole menu with all your different options, and hit the L button, and that'll connect you to the internet. You have an English keyboard. Very cool. I do too. Pokemon card binder. I do not have a Pokemon card binder. Do you? Is Isaiah Bradley from a TV show or something feels like he just came out of nowhere when you watch Brave New World? Yeah, he was in the Falcon Winter Soldier miniseries. I like that actor. I've seen him in other stuff too over the years, like Alias. Can't remember his name. Yeah, I mean that's the one thing about the movies like post Endgame and like with all the TV shows is now there's like a lot more homework. There's like a lot of shows you got to watch now for the movies to make sense. Like I can't imagine someone going from Endgame to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness without anything in between and being like, what the heck happened to Wanda? I watched WandaVision, and even I, from watching WandaVision to Multiverse of Madness, said, what the heck happened to Wanda? I really like Sam Raimi, and he does some great movies. I love his filmmaker's eye, but I don't know what the heck was up with that movie, honestly. Felt like Disney held me back. Probably so. Probably so, a bit. Didn't feel connected. It felt like there was a discrepancy. Yeah, absolutely. It felt like there was like a whole other movie or a whole other mini series that was supposed to take place between WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness that just didn't happen. Because, like, at the end of WandaVision, she's like, she's sad, she's grieving, but like, she's cool, she's coming to terms with everything. And then just an immediate heel turn in Multiverse of Madness. What's the shiny animation? See, Oris has a pretty bad shiny animation as a Diamond and Pearl. Really? I've never gotten a Diamond and Pearl shiny. What's your favorite, Anne Marie? There's boring animations. What time is it? All right, we'll take this up to 1550. Gen 3 is pretty good. Gen 2 is almost too much. Gen 2 is the one where it also does the sparkle every time it pops out of the Pokeball and everything, right? Just coming in for a bit? Perfect, because we're just streaming for a bit. We got 7 more checks to do. First Wonder Woman movie, it was decent. It wasn't bad. I liked it more than Man of Steel. Um, I didn't like it as much as Aquaman. I would say it was middle of the pack of the DC movies I've seen. The whole screen flashes in Gen 2, that's just too much, Jerry. Jerry, that's too much. Yep, 1550 check is the last check, and possibly the shiny. Gen 2 really wanted to show off those shiny sparkles. They sure did. Rain, it is so nice to have you here. I know I stream earlier than you typically get up, so it means a lot to me to see you pop in here. Genuinely like the first Aquaman. So did I. I thought it was a decent movie. I think that and the James Gunn Suicide Squad are the most fun I've had watching a DC movie since the Nolan trilogy. You like Gal Gadot only as Wonder Woman? Every other role you see her in just feels like Wonder Woman in cosplay. That's funny. The second Wonder Woman movie I didn't like as much. I thought it was a little bit too campy for me. What was it, Wonder Woman 1984? It was a little too silly for my taste. All right, we got one check left. But before we do this last check, we got a few thank yous to make. First and foremost, we got to thank all the new subscribers today. If you just subscribed today, I appreciate you. You got us so close to hitting that sub goal of 2075, and I bet you we can hit it on the next stream. Also, let's thank Moosin for the 5 months of membership and JJ for the 16 months of membership. And as always, a big shout out to all of our mods who do a fantastic job. And lastly, but arguably most importantly, thank you to Alexa for spending the first 20 minutes letting me know you ugly. That started my morning off in such a hilarious way. I appreciate you calling me you ugly for 20 minutes. I'm sorry we're not going to be able to see you again, but I want you to know your presence will be missed. All right, here we go. Last check of the day. Is it shiny? It is not. That means we will continue this hunt on the next stream. Ronaldo, I have played a few over the years, not on stream really. They can be fun. They can be fun. I prefer the traditional games though. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Be good. Take care. And hey, guys, do me a favor. All right, do me a personal favor. Do something nice for someone today just because it's the right thing to do, for no other reason. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.